Recording.
Yay!
Okay,
We did it.
Yes, of course we did. Let's not deafen our viewers this time, our listeners.
And maybe turn it down a little bit. The mic.
It was turned down last time.
Turn it down a little bit more.
I don't want to.
Just a little bit.
There, that's probably good.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so how the hell did I start it last time? Welcome everybody to Two Idiots Talk for an Hour. We're back again. Last time we had a very edifying discussion about the similarities between the original series and Sailor Moon, but this time
the original series of Star Trek, not just the original series.
The original series of Star Trek. Anybody and cares about it knows that what I mean when I say the original series.
When you say
I'm putting that out there.
I'm sure. So we've changed our avatars this time, as per Clayton's suggestion. He said
Yes,
he said that I said it, but I refuse to believe
I'm blaming it on him. It's completely how it works.
Sure.
But the fact being is that we are. I think it's a good idea to keep things going.
Yes.
Depending on the topic, our avatars change.
I think
the first one we just threw in avatars that we wanted.
That was the introduction.
We should have actually. I should have been Kirk. You should have had if we were thinking we would have. You would have had Moon.
Yeah. Excellent taste.
But
excellent
anyways,
taste.
fact is that today we are here to do the big Persona debate. Primarily three, 4, and 5.
Because he hasn't played 2, and he hasn't finished 1.
I haven't finished 2.
I forget you. Well, half of 2. You've only played the 1.
I've only played. I've only played a little bit of the American version.
Yes, and of the one half of these. There's 2 2s.
Yes, I know there's 2 2s.
Anyways, basically, so 3, 4, and 5. There's enough common ground there.
There's enough similarities too to make them easier to. I'm
Discuss.
making hand gestures. Nobody can see it.
Why are you making hand gestures?
Because I can't speak unless my hands are moving.
Bro, why are you making hand gestures, bro?
What's that hand gesture? Exactly.
He's jerking. He's pretending to jerk off. My God! Someone stop him! The advantage of this, I could say shit about what's happening here, and you guys have no proof to the contrary. Okay.
They'll have to disbelieve us or disbelieve us. It's up to them. Anyway, so today we're going a little more structured. Basically, last time we didn't really have structure. It was
just shit for all.
It was really just a case of you had an idea and we expounded upon it. And it works.
There was also the fact that we didn't expect to do the video, so we just sort of went into it.
No, we kind of went right into it. This time we actually practiced. So we're gonna go into it with some. We're gonna go straight into certain topics.
Yes.
Starting off, and I'll list off the topics here.
You should write it, and yes, good.
I should write it? What?
My brain, I had a fucking brain fart. Please continue, sir, while I recover.
We're trying an hour earlier than last time. It's 2 o'clock in the morning instead of 3.
Maybe that makes it worse.
Yep, it might. Who knows? So the first thing will be main characters, then side characters, mascot, best boy / girl. I don't know why I'm putting this off on my fingers. I'm just going to take a while. Anyways, villains, story, themes, music, art design, social links, which will cover, of course, all the social link character, not all of them, but, the basic idea.
The general bulk.
As well as certain small other things that happen outside of the dungeon areas. Dungeon crawl, which, of course, will take care of the dungeon areas themselves. Combat, that's in general, and of course, rounding it off at the end, the final bell.
Yes, the big boss.
Yes, so, and you'll notice that, of course, we're saying we're covering 3, but we have only 2 of the main heroes on there.
Yes, I was wondering when you were going to mention that.
Yes, well, here's the thing, is Yu is so bloody nondescript. Let's get right into this. Main characters, Yu is so frigging nondescript in so many ways that he just doesn't get a pass on this one for me.
I'd like to make a distinction, because there's a distinction being made between the characters in their games, and the spin-offs and shit, and how they are in their anime. And their anime adaptations.
Now, I should mention, generally we are talking about the games and not the adaptations, not manga or anime.
Yes.
Just mainly the games,
because
but go for it anyway.
Let's just start Persona 3. Let's talk about Makoto Yuki, as he is canonically called in the anime, or Persona 3 Dorkun, however the fuck you want to call him. In the anime and the game, there's enough similar. They're both fairly shy. They're not very outgoing, but they do have they kind of care, but they're a little bit. There's a little bit of pessimism, Tanaka's radio TV ordering program.
Oh yeah.
The jingle in 3 he refers to it as an annoying song, and in 4 he refers to it as a catchy song. So there's defined personality.
Isn't that channel also in 5?
Yeah, but it's on the computer that time.
It's on the computer, but so he doesn't say anything about a jingle?
No.
Sadness.
So there's like similarities there. They like Makoto, he's shy, but he learns to be sort of more outgoing, and he like. In terms of like character design, he is literally the perfect kind of character. He looks like the kind of people that would play Persona 3. He's a scrawny emo dork who doesn't talk to people, who just wants to sit inside and listen to music.
Now, I'm going to get into this. The thing about Makoto is that he is, okay, this is my opinion time.
Okay,
he is the most depressing of the 3 characters. He has good reason, though. I understand that. You get a little more knowledge on it, I think, than you do in the game.
Yep.
In the show, in the anime.
You get sort of
as that his parents are actually
motivation.
killed. Yeah, his parents have been fucking killed.
They're dead in the end.
They're dead.
They're dead in the game as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they don't mention why or how. They do. They don't really get into it.
Yeah, they all died in the Moonlight Bridge.
That didn't. I don't remember that. When did they say that?
When they're talking.
I think you're talking out your ass, boy.
No, when this is spoilers, full spoilers. Obviously,
By the way, this whole video is spoilers. We're gonna be talking about a final boss. Yes. That's spoilers too.
Okay.
The whole video is spoilers.
When Aigis confronts Ryoji on the Moonlight Bridge, they talk about how like his family died there on the bridge, and that's when she sealed death. Like everyone's going chaos, and she sealed death.
You know why I forgot that part? Because I hate Ryoji.
I'm gonna be honest here. I don't.
We're not on side characters, though, so we'll get at that in a little time. Okay, I'm back on track.
Okay,
I'm back on track. Anyway, so where did we leave off? It was
You're talking about how
he is still the depressing one, but he has good reason, of course. If you do, again, I don't really want to go too far into this, but if you go into the animated movies that they made for it, he is very standoffish to hold them to the point where literally they're trying to get him to be like, you're not just working with a team, you got to be the leader, and he's like, why?
Yeah, at the end
I
of
don't wanna. No, you people are just gonna die and slow me down.
There's a big a big moment at the end of the first movie is him smiling.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit, he smiled. Like, that's a big moment for that kind of character. That's the kind of person he is.
He actually does gain a measure of positivity to himself and his life. But the game overall is meant to be depressing.
Oh yeah, it's a very sad game.
It is. And the fact being is that I'm sorry, I've never been a fan of depressing. Now, I finished 3 multiple times. Yes. I love the game, to be fair. This is one of those situations like in that video we were talking before. I think it's an amazing game, but I don't like it.
Okay, so you've had that sort of situation. I still have never had a thing like that where I can acknowledge this is really, really good, but I just don't like it.
I loved it. It was very well made, but I hate it. I'm sorry. That is how I am of two minds. I am of two minds.
This is fascinating.
But moving back to it, this all started talking about you. We should move on to you.
Let's talk to boy you. I like to be able to speak very frankly about you in the game.
Yes.
He's really boring. In terms of, like, Makoto and Joker, Ren is his canonical name. They both have they have, like, personality. Ren especially has, like, in dialogue a lot of stuff.
Ren is insanely personality.
Like, despite the fact he doesn't really talk, he has a ton of personality. You has fucking nothing.
You he's the marker for things happening.
Yeah.
We should go do this.
Okay. Like, he doesn't even say it, like, he just says, okay. Like, he's not, like, enthusiastic.
But here's the thing, is he gets his moments where he looks badass when he does his persona summoning and stuff. He's the, how's the best way to put this? He is the...
Nondescript, he's milquetoast?
He's the nondescript badass.
Yeah.
He's the nondescript badass,
like,
basically.
in Persona Arena and Dancing, where he actually gets, like, a personality and a voice and stuff like that, his personality is really generic. It's just, like, strong, leaderly guy. Like, that's basically
what he is.
Yeah.
If you want better personality out of him, sadly, you do actually want to watch the anime because he's actually funny. He is a frigging stone wall. He's a really deadpan dude. He is the straight man to all the other idiots in the group, basically. So that's how it is on that part.
There's I've heard other people talk like this. Basically, in dialogue for each of the characters, you get like a third option. There's like a yes, a no, and a third option. For Makoto, it's I don't care. For you, it's I don't really know what's going on. Like, a lot of the time, he seems confused.
And that brings us to our third hero,
which is
Joker.
Usually, like, sarcasm or snark. It's something like...
It's always snark. It is.
Yeah.
And this brings about the point that, of the 3 of them, Joker has the most personality.
He absolutely does. And it wouldn't surprise me, just to say something vaguely off topic, if in Persona 6 they move towards, like, a really defined character personality for, like, the main character.
You figure they've just been slowly working out between games, giving each new character more personality?
It's been happening, like Persona 1, the main character, no personality. Persona 2, as far as I know, Tatsuya does have a fair bit of personality.
Apparently he's a dick.
3, apparently. 3 he does, 4 he does, 5 he has a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, to be fair, Makoto has a personality. It's just a really, really depressing one.
And from what I've seen of the anime, I dropped the anime really, really quick for 5. I mean,
for 5.
Yeah.
See, I actually continued on with it for a while, and I actually might go back to it because I liked it. I don't know what you were complaining about. It was entertaining.
I think the one thing that really kills is the fact that we'll talk about more when we get into like art design.
Yes, yes.
The fact that the style of the game has just been fucking washed out in a lot of it. Like, it looks really generic. And
I can see where you're coming from.
And
on that. Fair enough, but
in terms of like main characters, they really wash out Joker's personality. Like, a lot of the instead of going for like a lot of the third options, like the snarky options, they just go for like generic yes or no stuff. It's not like really interesting. Like, they suck all of his personality out, which is awful.
Fair enough.
So,
but the music's awesome. And we'll get into that later.
We'll get into that later. Okay, so I feel we should then. So you would side then with you would say let's.
Joker's my boy. It's how it is. He's my avatar in this one for a reason.
Yes, and Makoto is mine in this one because I find that his character I find his character arc very relatable. I like these sorts of things. I like the fact that he goes like. A lot of it's expressed more like concretely in like the anime and stuff with like dialogue and shit, but you see it in like the game mechanics in Persona 3 where you get like social links and you start learning to care about your characters and you grow in strength to the point where you're willing to die for them to save the entire world, and that's fantastic. I love it.
But here's my counter to your thing there.
Okay.
We shouldn't be getting into social links. We have that away.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
So I've got something to say to you on that. We'll bring this social link thing back up again later. The thing being is that Joker is a very sympathetic character too.
Yeah.
He is a victim of corrupt politics, basically. A corrupt society, being that he did absolutely nothing, but because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And he chose to do the right thing.
And he chose to do the right thing.
That's what I like about Joker too. I will admit, I do like Joker. Joker is my second favorite for protagonist, and you is my least.
Yeah.
And
for me, it goes the opposite way. Joker, Makoto, you.
Yeah. Nobody likes you.
See, the thing is I don't hate you.
He's just
honestly
in the game. He's just really boring.
Yeah.
He's a really milquetoast dude, like we said.
Like I said, he's kind of opposite to his other contemporaries there because he's actually more entertaining in the anime than he is in
the... Though I do like Makoto in the anime.
Fair enough, not bad. Anyways.
Yes.
So, you were saying?
I'm trying to remember what the fuck I was... Right, one thing I like about Joker is the fact that he, like, actively chose to do the right thing. Like, he could have just walked away. He could have been like, I'm getting out of here. But
and
no.
I have a feeling Makoto would have.
Probably, but at the start of the game, before the game starts, he absolutely would have.
And I think you might have too. I mean, how many times did he leave Yusuke to just sit in his garbage can?
Yosuke.
Do
not confuse words with magician, but we'll get into
one
that.
letter difference. Come on, give me a break. But how many times did he leave Yosuke in his garbage can?
I should probably leave him.
Yeah. So I'm feeling that might have also been Yu's thing.
But at the end of the game, they'd both probably help him when they've gone through their character changes.
But he did it without needing a character change. He did it right from the get-go. No powers, just a regular teenager.
That's something I would like to also note in terms of secondary to Joker. Joker doesn't really have much of a character arc because you show at the beginning of the game, before the start of the game, he cares about people. He chooses to do the right thing. He could have walked away. But he didn't. He chose to do the right thing. At the end of the game, he still does the right thing. There's not really, a difference in, character or motivation. We don't really know, beforehand. There's nothing to really indicate that he was, a lonely dude and he's, having all kinds of friends.
I don't think he was. I think, because I don't know 100% if he was very lonely, but I think he was more a case of, I think he was just because of his personality, he was more outcast in his school. And he didn't have much in the way of going on there. So, of course, him getting his friends, big thing.
Yeah.
And again, with Makoto, obviously his parents died and all that, so he gets mopey and doesn't have any real friends or family or anything like that. So boom, there you go.
And also possibly because this is getting into later stuff, but it's never made clear how far the Dark Hour extends out.
Yeah.
He could have been experiencing the Dark Hour since he was a small child. And that fucks with you.
Yeah, well, considering his age and how long, because you find out...
It's 10 years before, so for 10 years.
10 years, yeah. So 10 years, no, maybe not a small child, well...
He's 6 years old?
How old
He's
is he
16, 17.
16. So you'd have been 6. Okay.
So imagine from 6 years old, every time at midnight, if you're like up at that point even, you like everyone you know just turns into a coffin, and the sky is like fucking green and the moon is green.
I think that'd be semi-terrifying for an adult, let alone a 6-year-old child.
That's gotta fuck with you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
So what was I saying? We derailed what I was saying about Joker.
I was arguing that Joker doesn't really have an arc, and you were saying that you also.
The thing is that you don't really get much of an arc for the others either. I think Makoto actually has the biggest arc, and I will give you a point on that one basically, because Makoto, you find out about his parents and stuff like that, but you literally is just transferred from his school
from the big city.
From the big city. I think it's because his parent. All we know is like his parents are out of country.
I think they're going for like business or something.
Yeah. So they're out from business, so he can't stay home by himself.
Yeah. So he's
first time an anime character, some boy for some reason just left to fend for himself at home.
Yes.
It happens all the time in the show. But just like in the simulations. But and then Joker was sent there. Literally because
of his
of the sentencing. Yeah, he had to stay with somebody under probation. So yeah, I think it still works out fine for all of them, except you, of course.
We're gonna find a lot of this that Persona 4 gets shit on a lot.
Yes.
Yes. I feel bad. I kind of wish we had somebody to represent Persona 4.
Well, while we go through, we might find something that
Side characters, you're gonna get me. I'm gonna get.
I think we're gonna move into side characters. I think we've covered the boys.
We're both very decisive.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I should make one last mention while we're on the main characters. Female version of Makoto does not exist.
She's non-canon. She's in Persona Q, but she's non-canon. Fuck you. And she's also Shinji doesn't die in her version, so fuck you.
It's the one thing we'll agree on. Basically.
I don't like Femc. Fuck you.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Side characters.
Let's start with Persona 3, I guess.
Persona
just work
3.
Through.
Well, the way I think we should what we should be doing here is because they all have a trope. And we should compare the tropes.
They all have an arcana,
First
basically.
Off, well, let's not worry about arcana because I can't 100% remember what everyone's arcana is.
I'm good at arcana.
Best friend. The best friend character.
Yes.
So we have, in that case, we have
Junpei,
we have Yosuke, and we have Ryuji.
Yes.
Now we have Junpei, who's the kind of a knucklehead, and he loves playing baseball.
Yes, and he's also kind of a dick.
He's kind of a joker. He's a dick, but he's a class clown.
I would say no. I feel that you've forgotten what Junpei is like at the beginning.
Oh, he's very serious, but you forget the fact that a lot of times people who do the class clown shtick are actually got.
I'm not talking about the fact that he's serious. I'm talking about the fact that he's very jealous of Makoto, and he's like a douche.
He's kind of a jock boy.
Kind of, yeah.
But he gets over it and he becomes more the joke.
Yes,
type.
he goes.
So I guess that's his character.
He has a full fucking character arc. He meets a girl. He falls in love.
Even, yeah.
Yes, who betrays him and then dies, and then he becomes a better person. It's a huge fucking character arc. It's great. Yeah. It's so great.
I'm gonna turn the volume down even further. You get very loud.
I'm screaming about Junpei.
But and then we move on. We have Yosuke. He is he's the more of the class clown, I think. He's not on purpose, though. He does want to be serious. I think all three of them are kind of the class clown, but not on purpose.
Yeah. Junpei,
it's just kind of a side effect.
Junpei tries to be funny, but he's funny for other reasons.
Because he's an idiot most of the time. Yosuke,
more like Stupe Yori Ace Defective.
But we have
the best line of the
Yosuke.
Game.
But we have Yosuke, and he's accident prone amongst other things.
I think that in terms of the accidental class clown, like you were saying, he tries to be taken very seriously, and nobody takes him seriously. Like Saki, his senpai at his work, doesn't really like him and doesn't really seem to.
Even though he's got the hots for her.
Yes. Nobody ever in the game basically takes him seriously. Like he's kind of a joke. His persona
later they do. Of course.
But around town and stuff, nobody really seems to take him. In his social link, everyone just wants him to get leverage because his dad's the manager at Junes.
Yeah, of course, and that was kind of part of his thing with the awakening his persona. In that case, was he had to come to terms with the fact that he knew quite well that a lot of people literally only talk to him because of leverage,
and the fact that he kind of he really doesn't like living in this place, and he really hates it, and the fact that he only came
bored out of his fucking mind.
He only came into the TV world because he's bored and he wants something to do.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's right there. So, and then we have the next one. We have Ryuji.
Ryuji.
Oh, he's not really. He's not a cheat class clown now that I think about it. He's the delinquent.
Yes.
And again, that's not 100% his fault.
No.
In the first half, or the first part of the game, we run into the Kamoshida storyline, and it's everything that's happened to Ryuji is because of Kamoshida.
Yes, he has a similar thing to Joker, where, like, Kamoshida was being a douche, and Ryuji stood up to him.
If you look into it, pretty much all the characters have that. That's the idea that binds them, basically.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody that, like, doesn't.
Even Morgana, not really. Morgana's not really, but then he was there to... Spoilers.
Morgana's a different thing.
Morgana's a different thing.
We'll talk about him when we talk about the mascots.
Yes.
So we'll have to exclude the mascots from this conversation.
Yes, well, the mascots are their own thing because they come up with important plot points and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ryuji. So he's the athletic one.
Yes.
Most athletic.
Yeah.
I can't speak.
Well
most athletic one because he was a runner beforehand before something bad happened to his knee, and he couldn't do it anymore.
Yes, and I think that I like about Ryuji that he's very like. Honestly, he's a great dude. And replaying Persona 5, he's just such a nice fucking guy.
Ryuji is by far best friend material.
Yes.
He is the best friend, the best of the best friends, and I'm putting my vote that Ryuji is the best of the best friends.
Alright.
That is my vote.
Like, one thing I like about Ryuji a lot is the fact that he's like, there was a point in the game where they're like trying to track down information about Kaneshiro, and he just stops to help an old lady give her directions.
Yeah.
He's a great dude. Ryuji's great. However,
wholesome boy.
He's a wholesome boy. Like, I love him. However, he's not the best. Junpei, in my opinion, must be the best.
Why? Is it just because of the story arc?
Because he gets an actual fucking character arc. Ryuji doesn't get a character arc.
Well, his character arc partially is to do with the social link, and partially to do with the entire Kamoshida part.
He gets, like, a tiny one in, like, the beginning of the game, and then that's it. That's, okay, I'm gonna have to, like...
I have to say that his character arc is the game. After you get him, you learn things during storylines about him throughout the game.
Well, sure, but he doesn't, like, change in really drastic ways. He doesn't, like, go from, like, become an entirely different person like Junpei does.
But, you see, that's the thing. 3 and 4, and this is something we're going to come into, 3 and 5 and stuff like that, is that they have vastly different settings. Now, the characters in 3 need to change themselves so they're strong enough to protect the world from... devastation, uniting all peoples within our nation.
Yes.
Anyways, we're Team Rocket. Anyways, but the thing is that the ones in 5, they are basically already themselves. Once they've learned to be true to their own personality, they don't need to change that.
Yes.
The only thing they need to power up is their own fighting abilities, basically. And they need to make sure their resolve is stronger, but that is the main thing. So it brings it a bit differently.
That's why I find Persona 5 weaker. That's just my thing, because I prefer when you actually have a character arc. Like, some stories, sure, you don't need a character arc. Like, here's a weird example, but Lord of the Rings, in the book. By the time of the book, Aragorn already has his character arc. He's decided he's going to marry Arwen, he's going to become king, he's going to be a good guy. He's already decided that. In the movie, they need a character arc, because it's like a big Hollywood action movie, so they put the character arc in the movie. It's basically like that sort of thing where, like, sometimes you need a character arc.
I think we need to leave the Lord of the Rings for a whole different...
Yes, Lord of the Rings will be another thing.
So...
and so Yosuke gets left in the dust.
He does. Yosuke is not a bad guy, but he is also kind of... Here's the thing about Persona 4.
Yes.
They're all shit people, and they learn that by accepting the fact.
Yes.
That's how they get their powers, and I think that deep down is the problem I have with it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I've always believed that, imperfection is kind of is almost... you're going to hate this saying.
Yes, I know.
But human imperfection is what makes humans perfect. I think I said it to you before.
I'm triggered. I'm extremely
triggered. But anyways,
triggered.
the fact being is that I can understand where they're going with it. It makes sense. But the fact being is you can't hide the fact that they're kind of all trash people, except you.
Yes.
Because
he's a blank slate.
He's a blank slate. So he's not trash, but the rest of them all have some serious bad situations.
Have, like, at least some kind of, like...
But I also find them sympathetic, because I grew up in a small town, too. And you know what? It doesn't exactly breed the best mindset.
No. That's kind of the weird thing that I find with Persona 4, just while we're talking about the side characters, is the fact that I've also grown up in a small town, spent my entire life here, and I feel like I should relate to these characters, but I just don't.
But you don't relate to the people normally either. You are a bit different.
I do have a lot of problems.
So, anyways, I think we're at loggerheads. It's a fight on there.
Yep, Junpei.
So
3 and 5.
You go Junpei, and I say fucking Ryuji.
All right. First girl.
Main girl, yeah. first girl. So first girl is in 3 is
a Yukari.
Yukari. In 4 it's
Rise.
No, it's not Rise.
No, wait, that's lovers. I'm thinking lovers. So Chie, yeah.
Chie. First girl in there is An.
Yes.
In 5 is An. So.
They fucked with it because each first girl in 4 and 5 are the lovers character, and then 4 it's.
And she's Chariot.
Yes.
Who is lovers? It's
Rise.
Is it Rise?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in each game, the first main female character that you see is the lovers, and at the beginning of the game, it opens with you seeing a commercial for her on a TV. You see Rise on the TV.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
There you go. Fucking dab on symbolism. Anyways.
So let's start off there with Yukari. I hate her.
She's not great.
She is a horrible stereotype. The only thing I'll give points for what they did with her is that they showed that she was having trouble figuring out using the whole evoker thing.
Yes.
Which I can understand.
The fact that she's afraid of death is her most interesting thing.
Basically.
That everyone else...
you can't blame somebody for not wanting to point a gun at her head and pull it. It's not a real gun. I can,
but that's because I'm a weird person.
Yes, you are. But anyways, the thing is, it's a mindset thing, basically. And I mean, also, if you're not used to the idea that instead of killing you, that gun basically pulls out some demon from your inner soul, that's a little daunting too. To be fair,
that's hefty. That's hefty stuff.
But yeah, I can understand that part. But otherwise, I
like the stuff with her dad. I think that's not too bad.
It was interesting that they did put that together. That they tied that in together.
I think it doesn't help. Have you done her social link, Yukari's?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say, because if you haven't done hers,
it's been a while, but yes.
Because I was gonna say, if you haven't done hers either, because I didn't do hers, and I was gonna, because if that was the case, then I was just thinking that maybe we're missing something from her social link that fleshes it out. But no, I really do not like her. Let me put it to you
thusly: when I first played Persona 3, I actually didn't mind her. I actually liked Yukari because, well, let's put it this way: I didn't have anybody to measure her against.
Oh, okay, I see.
After playing through 4, and playing through 5, I have a lot more to measure her against. So I can't accept her, honestly. I'm already putting it in there. I cannot.
No, I am going to agree with you. 3 is the worst.
Yes. So 4 we have Chie. Now she is the different one because she's Chariot instead of lovers.
So she's a very different type of character. She's Ryuji is also Chariot.
Yes.
She's very aggressive, she's feisty, she likes meat, and she likes Yukiko, and she's possibly a lesbian. We're not sure.
Even though she is a romanceable option.
She's a lesbian. Big gay energy.
Anyways, she's but the thing is, she also likes kung fu movies, which Yosuke broke.
Yes. That's I'd like to talk about that thing about Chie, is that unfortunately, with Chie, that's basically all of her personality is Kung Fu meet Yukiko. Kung Fu meet Yukiko. Kung Fu meet Yukiko. It's one of the... Yes.
Meat. There's meat. And that's what you're saying, Kung Fu meet Yukiko.
Yes.
I thought you were saying, meet Yukiko.
No.
I was okay.
That's basically, the entire, her social link is about Kung Fu and meat and Yukiko. Her shadow is about Yukiko. And maybe a little bit of kung fu. That's basically...
Well, her persona is literally based off of the...
It's Bruce Lee.
No, well, I always thought it was a mixture of Bruce Lee and it was the bride from Kill Bill.
Hers is based off of Bruce Lee, I think.
Well,
it's the yellow jumpsuit.
No, you see, that's what the bride wears, too.
Yeah.
So I think it was the bride, though. It makes more sense to me.
I'm pretty sure the bride's outfit is based off of Bruce Lee. Too. Because Bruce Lee wears that exact yellow jumpsuit.
He wears a jumpsuit, but the symbols that are on there look closer to the bride's one.
Maybe it's both.
It could be both. I mean, both would work for her. That's still that's still a martial arts movie.
It's
in
appropriate.
A sense, so, yeah. So are we pretty much done with Chie? She's not... okay, you want my points?
Yes.
Chie is best girl.
Really?
I'm going to say it on there.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay,
There's my point. There's the point for 4.
There you go. I'm going to disagree with you.
Of course you are. You're a pleb. But,
Chie is... We'll talk about this later. We'll talk about best girls later.
We're at half an hour.
This is going to be a long one, I think.
We might need to make this a 2-parter. Unless we talk for more than an hour.
We'll see. We will see.
So anyways, let's move on to An.
Yes.
An is the blonde-haired beauty that you meet, the first female you meet in 5.
I like replaying the game. She starts out very standoffish. She's very, very quiet. Like,
but again, that is consequence.
Yes, because
of the Kamoshida thing.
Like, everyone thinks that she's sleeping with Kamoshida. Like, everyone looks down on her, especially because she looks weird. Like, she's blonde because she's quarter Finnish or American or something.
She's quarter Japanese, is what she is, and we never are told what the other bits are.
No, in the social link thing,
is it really?
It's 3/4 Japanese and a quarter American or something, or quarter white.
I think she's definitely got to be American though.
Yes.
Like, she has way too much about her personality is
blonde hair, blue eyes. She's like
that or German.
she kind of like she's got like once she starts like opening up and stuff, and you see her in dungeons, she's very feisty. She's very playful. Like
she's a bit of an airhead at times.
She likes sweets, which is very good, and she's bad at acting, which is very funny.
Bad acting, but she's trying.
Yes,
but she is a model. She's a natural model. Is her thing.
She's thick. She is the thickest of the Persona 5 girls.
Well, that you see it the most easily on her, anyways.
Yes.
The others don't wear skin tight cat suits.
Well, even in the beach scene, you can tell she's thicker. Anyways.
Stupid thick.
Yes.
Anyways.
So I'm gonna place. Your
points for on.
I'm gonna say with on because I think not.
We should be keeping track of where the points are going on this.
Okay, well, write that down on.
I will. So you continue talking.
Okay. Yeah, I just find her like the most fun of the first girls and like the lovers characters in general. Like she's just a fun character, and in terms of like combat and stuff, I like her. I like her a lot. She's great.
Okay, so first on main characters, where did our points go?
Mine was 5.
Mine was yours 3. I'm just gonna put the ones as checks, you know, like scratches.
Well done.
That's not gonna work, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fine. Anyways, so next up was the side characters. So we got one for the boys.
Yes, 3 and 5.
Wait, who did I go for?
You went for Yuji.
I went for Yuji.
How the fuck do you forget this?
Because I'm a dumb. And you went for?
I went for Junpei. For the girls, we got Chie and we got An.
Alrighty, so moving us on to the mascots. I think we just need to cover the first boys and the girls. We don't need to go through the entire team.
I think we should do the navigators.
Navigators? Okay, fair enough. We'll do navigators, and then we'll go into mascots. Yeah. So the navigators, on the first one we have Fuka.
Yep.
We have, in the second one we have...
in 4 we have Rise.
And 5 we have Futaba.
Yes.
You've already lost.
What?
You've already lost because it's... we already know what my favorite is.
Yes. I'm going to be honest here.
Let's start off. Let's go this nicely. Fuka Yamagishi.
Yes.
Quiet girl who got stuck in Tartarus because she was
being bullied by a fucking Gyaru bitch.
Yeah. Friggin' what the hell are they called? Yeah, what the hell are they called? That's Gangro. Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And but yeah, anyways, yeah, basically they locked her in the locker and it formed around her basically.
She got into Tartarus, and because Tartarus is only like 1 hour and she was in there for 7 days, she only experienced 7 hours.
Yeah.
So she didn't fucking die.
She's basically in stasis for like the days.
Basically, that's how I imagined it.
But the thing being is that I'm not going to go long into it on how that works. Basically, if you don't go through the front door. We'll talk about that in the story. Yeah. So yeah, she's quiet and she's I don't know. I find her kind of a weak character. I want to like her, but I find that she's just too timid. And that's my thing is that I have no problem with a timid character, but I feel like she's a little too far timid. If you get where I'm coming from.
I do. I kind of agree with you. I like her. I think she's very sweet. She's very innocent. She's very small. I've only seen like a little bit of social link stuff, but there's the fact that she like can't cook, and apparently she's like good with technology though. Like she engineers her own set of headphones. Like she's got like stuff going on that I like, but I will agree with you. She is not my favorite. I do quite like her though. So
then that moves us on to Rise or Risette. Basically, Rise Kujikawa, the idol.
She's the lover's character.
Lover's character for. She is, like I said, an idol, and she's very outgoing, very gregarious.
Yes.
And she is also
a gigantic thought.
Yeah, basically, she's a bit of a slut. But I don't know what else to say, but we basically just did.
Yeah, that's my problem with Rise. is that, like... Okay, I'm just going to lay this out. My problem with the characters in Persona 4 is that a lot of them are just, like, they have, like, 3 things that they do. Like, Yosuke is, like, inferiority complex, June-S. Chie is me...
That was 2 things, Taylor.
Yes. He doesn't even get 3! That's how shitty he is! Chie gets Yukiko, meat, Kung Fu. Rise gets idol, slut. That's all Rise.
She only gets 2.
She only gets 2 as well. Yukiko gets... What the fuck does Yukiko get? She gets in. She gets Amagi in. That's all she gets. She gets 1 thing. That's how boring she is.
Jeez. Anyways, okay, we're getting off topic.
Yes, well, we're talking about the side characters.
We were, but
I want to mention this is the fact that that's my problem with the Persona 4 characters. Is the fact that they, out of all of them, they feel the least like human beings. They're like the most marketable anime characters, as opposed to real, actual fucking people.
Fair enough.
Yes.
So, anyways, does that mean we're done with Rise?
Fuck Rise.
Neither
She's the
of us
worst.
want Rise.
She's the worst.
So that means I know exactly that you're going to agree with me on the best one then.
Yes.
That brings us to Futaba Sakura. So yeah.
Yes.
She is the navigator type there. She's a shut-in.
Small, stinky, neat gremlin, and I love her.
But she's there due to problems with the past.
There's shit going on.
You know, I think of all the 5 characters, other than Ren, Joker, whatever, she's the one that got hit the hardest, I think.
Probably.
She got fucked over by adults.
Yeah.
Like, horrendously.
Yusuke is pretty fucked up,
her mother
too.
gets killed. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it was a setup. We're not going to get too deep into that.
We'll talk about maybe in the story.
But the fact is that it was blamed immediately after it had happened. It was blamed on her, this little girl. Like, that is just... That's scum. That's a scum move.
Yes.
Right there.
She goes through a lot of shit, and over the course of the game, over the course of her social link, she learns to open up, and she becomes a more outgoing person.
And to be fair, her regular personality is actually a really heavily sarcastic character.
It's very... She's
very, very, like you said, gremlin.
Stinky neat gremlin. She's the meme queen, is what I'm saying. She is. So when she, like, opens up, she's a very fun character.
Yes.
And she's...
Somewhat adorable, too, in certain situations.
Yes. I like, yeah.
We're not biased at all.
No, not at all.
So I'm just going to mark 2 points for 2 points for Gryffindor.
Yes.
So, you know what, that's just 5. I'm just going to put a 5.
Good idea.
Oh god, it's going to make it look like 11. Okay, you know, you just keep talking. I'm just going to fix this.
Good idea.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Futaba is just, like, great. I can't... My one complaint is that I find some of her voice lines fairly annoying. A lot of, like, I don't know what it is, but I just think that, like, she should have had more voice lines. I have bona fide drilled into my head like a fucking tumor, and I'm going to kill
all the time she says it while you're exploring.
Bona fide! Like, oh my god, fucking kill me. To be fair, that might have something to do with the voice acting. Should we talk about the voice acting at all before we move on to the mascot?
No, I think that's just kind of part and parcel of what we've been doing.
I'll talk about briefly about what I think the voice acting is. Universally, it's great. Like, it's really good voice acting.
Oh, yeah.
5 is pretty good, despite they work around a lot of the fact that, like, the translation a lot of the times is kind of weird and shoddy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I think they do a fantastic job. So just great voice acting all around, and I think Futaba's is one of the better ones, despite the gratingness of the voice lines.
Okay, so moving on now to the mascot characters. In 3, we have, surprisingly, although there's a cute little dog one, we have Aegis, the battle robot.
The dog, mind you, with very thick eyebrows.
Yes, he is an adorable dog.
I love him.
But no, Aegis is the proper mascot character for that one there. For 4, it is Teddy, the shadow bear, basically, or whatever the hell he is.
Well, he's a shadow who gets a persona, because that's how that works.
Basically.
He's a shadow who has a shadow and gets a persona.
And then in 5, we have Morgana well, actually, he's a shadow too, kind of.
Well, he's kind of like more like a Velvet Room attendant, because he's created by Igor.
Yeah.
To go help everyone.
Spoilers.
We called spoilers.
I'm just gonna keep calling it. But going for a second.
I'm going for a second. I will let you start. Let's start talking with Aegis.
We dried out a lot on last one there, so we actually have water with us.
We have a pitcher of water. We're very smart.
You just hear the water. You pour the water next to the mic there. That's
very ASMR.
That's our ASMR for this one. So starting off with Aegis, she's the battle robot that was built, I think, by the same people who actually engineered a lot to do with the Dark Hour.
Yes, the Kirijo group.
To fight the Kirijo group.
Mitsuru's grandfather was the one who fucked up everything and created the Dark Hour.
Yes. And also killed Yukari's father.
And
well, inadvertently.
Yes, and also, I guess, like, corrupted Ikutsuki, I guess, technically, because I'm assuming he was
Did he not just become corrupted on his own because he saw power where he could have
I assume,
taken it?
From what I understand, from what I've read, like, the wikis and what the game seems to imply, it seemed to me that he was, like Mitsu's grandfather was, like, showing all the scientists this really cool shit, and Ikutsuki's like, this seems really cool. Like, he got kind of taken in by the ideas.
Mine?
But, you made this? I made this.
I made this. But, yeah, so I guess is made by them to combat shadows. She's got variable hand cannons and stuff, different types of weapons.
She's the last of the anti-shadow
She also
weapons.
doesn't have feet.
Which is very cool.
I find this odd. She literally has peg legs, basically.
I have no problem with this.
And nobody else seems to have problems with this when she goes into school.
I thought about literally like a couple days after I finished 3 for the first time. I was like, I'm surprised nobody ever commented on the feet.
But I don't mind her, honestly. I find Aigis to be a very sympathetic character. She is trying her hardest to find humanity where she didn't have it before. And she obviously cares a great amount about Makoto.
Yes.
So it's touching in its own right, definitely, especially with the ending and such like that. I don't hate her, but I will not consider her the best. Okay. So I'm going to say no hard feelings on that. Okay. No hatred. She's a good character. She's definitely number 2.
We'll get hatred when it comes to 4.
So thoughts? You want to expound for the next half hour on
Aigis? Aigis is the best mascot. This is not fucking up for debate.
Shall I put the mark down?
Yes. Okay. Put the one for yes. Let's do that. Yeah, Aigis is my favorite mascot character besides Junpei, and I guess the main character. She's the only one who gets like a full fucking arc. I love her.
Well, she's deeply tied into the story.
Yes,
so.
she is. To be fair, the way they do like the character arcs and like the ultimate personas in 3 is different from 4 and 5 because it's tied into the story. So it's not just like an optional social link thing.
True.
So it which obviously is the better way of doing
it.
Anyways.
No muttering on Mike.
Okay. So, she's fantastic. Literally, she's the perfect character. I love her from start to finish. I would trust her with my life. She has a fantastic character design. I love her persona. I love her build. Basically, I love everything about Aigis. Yes, best mascot.
There we go. Okay, so let's move on to the worst one. We're both going to say it. It's Teddy.
Yes, it is. It's Teddy.
Stupid little shadow bear.
Teddy, I'm going to be honest, he isn't completely awful, but he's not great. He's not good.
Teddy has... If you have a love for stupid jokes and puns, you can actually survive Teddy for a while. And you know what? That's the only part of him I can survive.
Yeah.
Because I want to like him. I really do. But I can't. I just can't. He's just over the edge enough to be the most annoying character.
Even over Morgana, who tells you to go to bed every... Go to bed. Joker, it's time to go to bed. That's what it is every fucking day.
Ooh, you can do this.
Looking cool, Joker! Yes, Teddy, the one thing I kind of like, his puns are just like, okay. The fact that he's a massive horn dog like Ryoji from 3, but worse, like, irritates me. I'm never really a fan of characters who are just like, I like to get laid, if that's like literally their only character, because that's fucking boring. It's like, imagine there's a character who's just like, I like to sleep all the time. Like, that's their character arc, is just, I'm asleep all the fucking time.
So you're spiritual, you're a spirit animal, basically.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Teddy is the...
I want to give Teddy points for one thing. He has possibly the most terrifying looking thing.
Oh yeah, his shadow is fucking terrifying.
His shadow is just it's a fucking animatronic out of Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's put it that way.
It's very scary.
Fucking Freddy Fazbear would shit his sprockets on that one.
The other thing I've got to commend Teddy for is I like his arc. I like his not knowing who he is and trying to discover himself and coming to realizations about himself. I like that. But otherwise,
he finds it very hard to find out about what his background is.
I will fucking destroy you! Don't you dare make bear puns on this podcast.
On this Christian podcast.
On my
You just ran into a fucking... I'm sorry, I can't help but notice things on Jordan's screen while we're doing this. He just ran into a fucking cactus. Anyways,
Teddy's the worst.
Derailed.
Let's move on from
fine.
Teddy. He's not good. He's not good.
There's no votes going to Teddy.
He's also, in my opinion, he is the weirdest of the mascots because he's just kind of like this weird entity that can just like do enough sit-ups and he'll grow a human inside him.
That's basically what happened, wasn't it? Yes.
He's just like, I'm gonna train. He's just doing sit-ups while he's flat. He's been flattened by his own shadow and he's just doing sit-ups. And then he comes out and he's just sitting in a fucking like massage chair in Junes and he just like pops his head off and he's a human now. It's like, what the fuck is going on? It's weird. Persona is a weird series.
It is. Let's not
beat around the bush
here. So moving on, we have Morgana, the as you said, basically the Velvet Room attendant cat.
The Velvet Room attendant pseudo Velvet Room attendant, I guess.
He was
more
created
by Igor.
Yeah, by Igor. So, but I have Morgana's mine.
Okay.
Morgana's my vote.
Okay.
Just because he has basically the arc that Teddy was going for.
Yes.
But better.
He does.
They did it properly.
Yes.
Basically, he does not know where he came from.
He's Teddy 2.0.
He knows unlike Teddy, he knows he has to do something very important.
And he has dreams occasionally where he'll see himself in mementos and he's
and
like
it's like
all
a creepy shadow form with glowing eyes.
Yeah, and so you're like, oh, what's going on here?
Also, he is the most adorable because he has a cute little cat form.
He's very cute.
Although he refuses to admit that he's a cat.
He's a cat.
He is, but yeah.
Nekoda, as they say in Japanese.
Okay, enough of that weebness. Anyways,
enough. All right, let's just end the fucking podcast right here then.
Oh shit. Yeah. Apart from the silly little things like you were mentioning before, Morgana saying, "Okay, well, you better go to bed, Joker," and all that kind of shit. I found that irritating, but not as irritating as a lot of people seem to find it. Yeah, I never found it irritating at all. I just understood that it was obviously the point in the story they had to streamline me there so I could move the story along. That
was one thing I can say I preferred about 4 as well as 3, is the fact that like when you just have to go to bed or something. Like I see this is a lot in 4 where it's just the main character will think you should go to bed now. You feel tired. Like they'll just do that instead of having a character directly say it.
I should leave him be.
Yes, but I think a lot of people when they encountered Morgana, they took it as like, not as I did, where I'm like, okay, this is the game itself telling me this is the end of the day. We're gonna do a story thing. You got to go to bed. A lot of people took it as like Morgana's being a cock-blocking douche, and I hate him. Well,
that's the thing, and think about the way people think. Even say yourself or me. Even if we went to do something, say we're gonna go do the dishes, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go do them. Yeah. Somebody says go do the dishes, you're like, fuck you, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, because
it's the feeling that you're being told to do something that you would have done on your own.
Yes. But now because someone that you
told you it's repugnant, you don't want it anymore.
Especially not like, maybe you should do the dishes or something, or just like a suggestion. They're telling you have to do the dishes.
Yeah. But no, so still, I find that with story arc and such like that, I think Morgana is definitely my choice for the best.
I can respect that. As you can respect Aegis, I can respect Morgana.
Fair enough. That moves us up there. I think we're going to have enough time for...
Best girl, and then we start...
Maybe the villains. We might have time for the villains,
I think that makes sense, and then we can do all the rest of, like, the character shit, and then the rest of the shit in another one.
Works for me. Part 2.
Yes.
But anyway, so let's go on, not waste any more time. Best girl and best boy.
For each individual game.
Okay, this is the one where...
we're going to murder each other.
This one is also the one that's not going to get any real points for each one. This is our own personal opinion.
Yes.
This is personal opinion, so it's also not going to take up as much time.
No.
Well, maybe. So let's start with 3. Best boy. I already know we disagree, because I know who you're going to choose.
Who are you going to choose? I'm curious.
No, I want to hear you choose first.
Okay, Akihiko.
Really?
Yes.
Even with everything you said about Junpei?
I love Junpei, but Akihiko is best boy.
Well, what do you know? Then,
we agree?
I kind of want to agree with you, but I kind of want to also go against you now.
Of course you do, you fucker! You motherfucker! I'm pointing a gun at him, you can't see it. I'm gonna summon his persona, alright?
Okay, no, you know what? I honestly have to say, I love Akihiko. He is one of my favorites.
There we go.
But, to be fair, no.
Oh.
No.
Who do you think?
Shinji.
I like Shinji.
Shinji is best boy for the short time that he is in the show, in the game.
Rip in peace.
R.I.P. and pepperonis.
Every time we do the exact same thing.
Yes. No, you didn't say your third part then. Because I let her rip.
No, I'm not doing that.
You already did. Anyway, so...
Fuck off.
So, my thing goes to Shunji. But you go to Akihiko, I feel like it almost collides. Anyways, they're brothers. They're basically brothers.
Castor and Pollux are their fucking personas, and then Roman versions, whatever. Yeah. And then when Shinji dies, Akihiko becomes Caesar.
Yeah.
He becomes a mortal like basis for his persona as opposed to a semi-divine one, and it's kind of like reflection. He acknowledges his own mortality and the mortality of his people. Yeah. It's good shit. It's really good shit.
For the part with Shinji, I liked him because he is a serious... I mean, of all the sympathetic and characters going through shit, he's the one going through it worse. He has a lot of shit. He has... Spoilers. He has gone through... He goes through doing the same stuff the Strager were doing to summon personas and to stabilize it, basically.
He has to take medication in order to suppress his persona, because otherwise it'll go wild and kill him.
Wasn't it also slowly killing him taking that medication,
and also... And the reason like he wears his heavy coat is because that medication fucks with his like internal temperature, so he's constantly cold even in summer.
Wait, how did he find that one out? Does it actually say that?
No, it's in one it's in like outside material.
Okay, that's
but it is like a canonical thing that's the reason is because he's constantly freezing. Even in summer, he's freezing. And then he killed Ken's mom because he ran out of control, and then he quit C's.
Yeah,
he goes through a lot of shit. I will admit.
Yeah. He has possibly, just other than Junpei, one of the most dramatic storylines.
He does,
for sure. So yeah, that's the thing there. So we choose the brothers on that one.
With Akihiko, I think it's just because the fact that he's a fantastic leader. He's very driven. He's very
he's a good. Now let's not put too fine of a point on him. Makoto is a better leader. Akihiko is a good battle leader.
Let me put
Let's put it this way: Makoto is the king.
Makoto is the sergeant, and then Akihiko is the lieutenant.
Oh, I was thinking more. Makoto's the king, and Akihiko is his trusted general.
Either one honestly kind of works.
It's the same idea, basically.
They're both like soldiers, but they both have like a leadership, but they're different role in their leadership. Though I'd say the king of seas is Mitsuru, but. It's true.
And now, are we going to go through boys first and then the girls, or are we going to do boys and girls and then boys, girls?
What do you think?
Let's just finish up 3 anyway. Okay. So best girl of 3.
Well,
you go for yours.
I'll let you choose.
Wait, did I go for?
I went first, so you should go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Best girl. It's Mitsuru.
I acknowledge your excellent.
I'm not usually much for the Ojisama types, but.
Excellent taste. You have
but
excellent taste.
In this case,
sir.
yes, it is her. I mean, Aigis is good, but she's only barely a girl. She's more a robot. She's
That's
not even
the best
human.
part.
We won't get into that. Fuka's too timid, not really my type of thing. And, well, we already know Yukari's trash.
We got problems with you. Yukari is very problematic.
And I'm pretty sure the dog's male, and that's...
Yep, Kurzmar's a dude.
Yeah.
Apparently there was, like...
And Metis is from the second part, so she doesn't count.
Yes, and she's also a shadow.
And she's also a robot, so...
Well, she's a shadow of a robot.
Shadow, whatever.
It's very complicated.
Yes. Welcome to Persona.
It's very complicated.
So, yeah, mine's definitely Mitsuru. What I see, take it you agree?
No, it's Aigis.
It's Aigis?
Aigis,
you're sticking
in
with
my
Aigis?
opinion, Aigis is one of my favorite characters, not just in, like, Persona... not just in Persona 3, in the whole Persona franchise. I absolutely love Aigis. Like, I can find no fault in her.
Right. I should mention for my reasoning with Mitsuru is that she comes off as a cold bitch to begin with, but over time you learn more about the background stuff, and she honestly finds out more about it too, and she actually puts enough out there to want to actually make up for it, basically. I mean, especially with Yukari.
Yes.
So
I like their friendship as well, Yukari and Mitsuru's friendship. I'm not even a huge fan of Yukari, but I like their friendship.
You can like certain things about characters without actually liking the character.
Yes.
So yeah, I have
a similar sort of thing with Akihiko, like the fact that they're strong people who want to change and make things better.
All right, we need to move along.
Yes.
We're 53
all right,
minutes.
so yes, we got this. All right.
Okay, so best boys of 4.
Yes.
Your turn.
I guess I'll go first. You're going to start noticing a pattern here. Kanji is best boy in Persona 4, who is also the Emperor Arcana for no reason. I love him. He also kind of has that problem, as all the other characters do. He has, like, 3 things. But for him, it's, like, angry. And, like, I'm trying to, like, word it correctly. It's basically, like, angry, angry about being possibly gay, like sexual confusion.
He is a soft boy underneath all that solid.
I think he's kind of both. Like he like the fact he's 15 and he beat up an entire fucking biker gang.
Oh yeah.
But he also he likes knitting and making dolls and that sort of thing.
Cute little things for hang off the phone.
He's like
charms.
He's a he's very nice and he's very polite.
Despite what he looks like.
He's not the smartest dude, but he tries very hard for everybody, and he loves animal crackers, which is very relatable. I also have a soft spot for animal crackers.
Fair enough.
They're very tasty.
How can you not like animal crackers? It's so basic. There's nothing to hate about them.
There's nothing wrong. No, I find no fault in them. They're the I-guess of crackers.
I am going to disagree with you.
Of course you are. Who's best boy?
Best boy for me is, of course, Yosuke. He is a bit trash, but my boy Yosuke is just...
I'm so shocked.
He has hours of enjoyment because of his stupidity.
I'm so shocked that you can have taste this shit. Who the fuck can like Yosuke? Yosuke is literally the worst. He's the worst best friend character. He's so fucking boring. He's pathetic, but not in an interesting way, like Mishima from 5. Mishima from 5 is pathetic, but he's also delusional, and he's trying to ride the Phantom Thief's glory for his own glory because he's a sad little man. Yosuke is just fucking boring. I'm so I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked.
You're past shocked. You're shook.
Yes. I cannot be more disgusted.
And yet you will have to survive it because that is my opinion.
Okay. I cannot believe all this time and you never once hinted you had tasted this shit. Tell me your best girl Persona 4.
Best girl Persona 4? Oh, it's not even one of the playable girls. It's Nanako. Nanako is the best girl. In fact, she's one of the better characters in the bloody game.
Show and game.
Both.
Would you give a few reasons, sir?
No.
No.
She's just okay. Well, she's obviously meant to be overly adorable, but she's also a character that's become well loved by the entire crew.
Yes.
And therefore, somehow ingratiates herself into your heart as well when you play, to a point where, well, spoilers, whatever.
Yes.
When
she fucking dies.
Yeah. But doesn't.
Because I have problems with that. We'll move on.
Just no, not right now.
We'll talk about that in part 2.
Yes. But no, anyways, yeah, and she dies, and she's a character, the only character in 4 that actually means something, basically. Other than maybe the villain, but we'll get into that later.
Yes. Goddamn, I hate to agree with you, but I really do. Nanako is best girl. This isn't even a fucking. This is kind of weird because when you think of best girl, you usually don't think of a small child. She's 8. She's 5 or 6, I think. Actually, I think she's young. She's quite young. Yes.
Well, it brings out the want to protect instinct.
There's something she's she's responsible, but she's also very childish. She is trying despite the fact that Dejima is not a fantastic parent, and he's basically dumping all his emotional needs on his child.
And basically getting you there makes it so he doesn't even need to do as much of that.
Yeah, before the game starts, he's basically made Nanako his wife in terms of Nanako is his emotional support. She does all the household work. She
cooks.
She gets him a blanket when he's passed out drunk on the couch. Yeah.
To be fair, he has a lot of shit going on. He's a fucking police chief, so that's got a lot of problems too.
I don't blame you. I don't blame him.
But still, I do at the same time.
Yes, basically.
So we've made our point.
We agree. Nanako
we need to finish the best people.
I would like to say if Nanako is a weird kind of choice, but if because it just feels you don't really think of her as best girl.
No,
I don't know why, but she is.
Yes.
Otherwise I would say Naoto.
If we're not going to put any background into it, if we're going to just say one of the playable girls only, I'm going to say Chie.
Okay.
So yeah.
I can't disagree with you. And I think your point that she's the only character that really matters is that's basically how I feel about Persona 4, is the fact that I don't care enough about any of these characters, except for Kanji, Naoto, and Nanako.
I don't care about these characters except all these characters.
4 characters out of an entire fucking cast. Everyone else can die and I wouldn't care.
Anyways, let's.
5.
We're at 59 minutes, so let's finish it off. The best... Wait, girls do we do first?
Boy.
Best boy of... wait,
Persona 5.
Did we do the best... Both best girl and boy before?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we did.
You said
My
it was
brain is
Yosuke,
losing.
and I screamed.
Yes, you did. Okay, so yeah, best boy of Persona 5. That is you. You're not best boy. Just give me your knowledge.
I know I'm not best boy.
Let me know which is your brain.
It's Yusuke. It's the Emperor. It's always the Emperor Persona. The Emperor Arcana.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. How wrong you are. Everything you said was wrong.
I feel you're gonna give me some weird fucking chippings. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, the best boy is like the fucking newspaper club girl. Mm-hmm. You're gonna
No, if I was to do something like that, I'd say it's the guy that runs the gun shop. But
that'd be good taste. That would be good taste. Persona 5 best boy, it's Yusuke. He's a fucking maniac. He's a weirdo. He's
also the pervert of 5, by the way, I should mention.
He kind of is, but
yes.
like at the same, he is and also not. It's really weird. His relationship to
he passes it off as being artistic. There's quotation marks around.
Are you okay? Is your ass cracked as well? Isn't there supposed to be one though? Yusuke, he's a weird dude. I like his relationship with what the fuck is the
Joker?
No, what the fuck is his palace dude?
Hmm?
The museum, Madarame. I like his relationship with Madarame, where he sort of like comes to understand the guy a little bit over the course of his social link.
He can't forgive him, but he still understands.
Because he like chose. He could have dumped him on the street, but he chose to raise the kid anyway. Like there's conflicted feelings.
Even if it was for selfish gain, basically.
Yeah, and I love all of his attacks in terms of like combat stuff. He has all physical and it's great.
Physical and ice.
A little bit of ice, mostly physical.
Ice is his specialty.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can extol the virtues of for Yosuke. The lobsters. Like, every moment when Yosuke is on screen is a fucking memorable moment because he just livens it up. The moment where him and Joker pretend to crucify themselves in a church.
In the middle of a church.
And in the middle of a Catholic church, and a priest comes up and is like, what the fuck are you people doing?
Basically.
It's like, it's great. I love Yusuke.
Alright.
Yosuke is shit, but I love Yusuke. Please give your shit opinion, probably.
Now, I'm just going to leave it out there. Who do you think I'm going to say?
You're probably going to say Ryuji.
Well, my friend, you would be wrong.
Who are you going to say is best boy?
Akechi.
This is a fucking plot twist.
Don't get me wrong.
Ryuji
is a favorite for me. I love the guy.
This is so weird.
As I said earlier, he is best friend. He is the best of the best friends.
Yes, he is. Except for Junpei.
Akechi grew on me. He is the most sympathetic of the characters.
Really? Interesting.
He has to be. I mean, the poor bastard has been controlled by his father this whole time.
To be fair,
who he figured didn't know that he was his father, that he is his father. It's all that kind of thing.
I don't think Shido knows is his father, as far as I'm aware.
He knows it, I think he knows there's a connection somehow.
Yeah, from what I remember, there's like a line where Shido's like, Akechi was your son. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I guess there's something up with him.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo.
And the poor bastard, knowing that he basically could have had the same situation as Joker. He could have been just as much I think even Igor, or Fake Gore, I guess, says that... Fake Gore, by the way, is what I call the fake Igor.
Yes, we'll talk about him in villains.
Later. But the thing is that Fake Gore, I think, even says that there was another one that was going to be... Yeah,
he was like the opposing wild card. In 4 and 5, like the villains... Would you consider Akechi to be the main human villain?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of, actually. Yes, I will. Well, no, Shido. I'm sorry, Shido kind of is the main human villain.
Because we'll talk about this in villains. I have some points to make.
We're already moving overtime anyway. So.
I think we'll go overtime, do villains, and then call the rest next time.
You think?
Yeah.
Alright.
So... It's a very interesting point. It's such a weird, like, out of nowhere. I was not expecting that of you. I was really not expecting that of you.
Oh, just because I don't always agree with your viewpoints on certain things to do with Akechi doesn't mean I don't like him. He is still an interesting character, and I like the fact that even though you take Joker for as well as wild card, he has numerous different personas he can switch. But Akechi, because of the fact, unlike Joker, got those because of his links. Well, not social link, they're confidants left in the called in that one. Same thing.
Whatever.
And he got those because of the friends he made and the people he gained trust with. Akechi had nobody.
No.
He had the two sides of his personality, the deception and the darkness.
Yeah, he has Loki.
And that's it.
Unless you want to consider, like, his, like, work relationship with, say, the reason for Robin Hood? Maybe, but I doubt it.
It would be as good a reason as any, maybe. I always thought that was more his own thing, that his own self-righteousness showing through that he figured he was cleaning up society.
That kind of makes sense. My thought was that Loki was like the consistent persona.
Loki, I think is his main persona.
Yeah, but that Robin Hood was just one because he's the wild card he just pulled out of a hat or something, or acquired, just because he needed one to trick the Phantom Thieves.
Let me put it this way. This is the way I see it. Robin Hood was his self-aggrandizing sense of justice.
That was how he showed himself to the world.
And Loki was the darkness that kept building up inside of him.
Yeah.
That obviously is why Loki is also the strongest one.
Yeah.
Of his two personas.
It's who he really is.
Yeah. It's his true self.
All right.
So we're gonna go a little over.
I think we should. Yes.
Twice now. 2 idiots talk for an hour. We haven't talked for a proper hour.
Whatever.
Let's get the villains over with here. Let's see.
Persona 3
Persona
villains.
3
Who
villain.
would you consider the human villain in Persona 3? Because in each game there's a human and a supernatural villain. The supernatural villain, I think, we talked about this, I think, in the Final Fantasy video we just did, is usually like controlling the human villain or propelling him along. So who would you consider?
In 3 it's a bit hard to do. Because for a while, it's the professor, what his name is.
Akutsuki's only there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean, he kind of comes out of nowhere like that. But the thing is that I think it'd be the Strago, wouldn't it? Or more to the point,
Takaya is
yeah.
Revolver Jesus.
Yeah, Revolver Jesus. That is what he is.
He looks like edgy Jesus.
Basically, and then we have,
which is appropriate because he ends up starting like a dark messianic cult.
I want to go to the side for a second.
Okay.
You know that guy, that sick guy that you artist that you meet in the park?
Yes.
You talk to there, that social link. Did you ever get Messiah?
No, I did not. Wait.
If you look at Messiah's face, it looks exactly the way he does. He does this whole head up thing.
Yeah.
If you look at Messiah, it looks exactly like him, and it always got to me that I always ended up getting Messiah after he died.
Well, it kind of makes sense.
Which I thought was way too fitting.
I
don't remember if you actually get it because he dies.
No, Messiah, you gotta fuse Orpheus and Thanatos.
Yes, but you gain the ability to fuse into that one, I think.
I don't think it has any, because the sun's an optional confidant. Is who the dead guy, the dying guy in the park is.
Yeah. So anyways, I went off kilter there. I just wanted to mention that was an interesting thing. But yeah, I think Takaya is the best one to go with. I'm trying to remember because what about Ryoji? Ryoji's more of a messenger for Nyx.
That's kind of the intro. Ryoji basically is Nyx. He turns into the avatar of Nyx that you fight at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because the thing with the Persona, the human villains, is
that
they usually
he doesn't count then. He's not technically human.
Except, like I was gonna say, in 4 and 5, the villains really especially in 4, they parallel the main character very closely, and Ryoji really parallels the main character. And a lot, he lived inside of him, he was
the striped pajama boy.
Yes, he is voiced by the same voice actor in English and Japanese. There's
oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That's true. Okay.
Why did that show up on
I
my
don't
thing?
know.
Anyway, that was on my profile then. But anyways, moving on.
Yeah. So, are we going to settle with Takaya then? I think that makes sense.
I think Takaya is the best choice, the best fit. He's the one that stays as an antagonist longest.
Yeah.
He
shows up
human,
in May.
And is actually human, not
Ryoji
just
isn't
fake human.
Okay, makes sense.
So, yeah, and that would make... So, yeah, and he's... Weren't they basically being controlled by Nyx anyways, in a sense? Or were they their own thing?
Well, they're basically their own thing, because they wanted to bring about Nyx, but they're doing it of their own free will.
Yes.
Because they're just fucking crazy people.
So, unlike in the other cases, they weren't actually controlled by Nyx directly.
Well, I guess you could say that,
controlled by the enemy, correct?
No, I guess you could say that in, a kind of... a strenuous way, you could say that they were being propelled along by Nyx, because their goals aligned with Nyx's.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's as close as it gets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we have those ones there, and there's... I can't even say there's anything sympathetic about those three.
No.
Because...
Chidori.
Sorry.
Chidori. The girl, Junpei's girlfriend.
I thought she had a different name.
No.
Anyways, yeah, Chidori. It was one of those two Naruto-sounding names, because her name is based off of one of the moves. A Naruto move.
I just realized something.
What?
We didn't do Best Girl for Persona 5.
Did we not?
No.
Okay, quickly then. Best Girl for Persona 5. Best Girl for Persona 5. Do I really need to say it?
Say it.
No.
Say it. Say it. Speak. Speak the name, demon.
Fine.
Yes.
You know who it is.
I'm pretty sure I know who. Say it.
No, I can't.
Say it.
No.
Just say it.
Futaba. Yes. For you, I know who it is.
Who?
Say it. Just say it, Taylor.
Kawakami.
Fair enough.
Who were you expecting?
Makoto, actually.
No, Kawakami.
You know what? No, screw that. No, Kawakami. Sorry, I'm changing my vote.
There we go.
Best teacher. She really knows how to help the learning process.
That's the best
okay,
part.
moving back. Okay, we did 3's villains. I think we got that figured. 4. Nyx and...
No,
not Nyx, sorry.
Izanami
and Adachi.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my god.
Izanami and Adachi. Now,
Those
in this case, this is a very much more direct one.
Yes.
Izanami, also, by the way, Izanami is the person in the beginning and that's pumping gas.
and also at the end. I mean, geez.
So, hey, we have a second form, just like with Ryoji.
Ooh.
See?
Never thought about that. Same thing with Fake Gore. Interestingly
True.
enough.
We'll get into that.
Ooh.
But
Very
anyways, anyways, in this case though, Izanami was directly controlling Adachi. I can't remember the reasoning for why he was being so easily controlled, other than the fact he's a weak-willed idiot.
I think it's the fact that he's like his personality naturally tended towards like
subservience,
I guess, and also just wanting to murder people. Like I don't because Izanami, the idea was that she approached 3 different people. It's the main character Yuna Arakami, Adachi, and Namatame, and the idea is that she gave each of them like a persona, but Namatame never used his. I'm guessing.
I must not have.
And then
or didn't know what the hell he had.
Yeah, Namatame was more of an idiot than Adachi, honestly.
Yes.
And
Adachi's is basically his persona is fucking reverse version of.
Yeah, it's Magatsu Izanagi.
Magatsu Izanagi, yeah.
Which means calamity.
Yes, Calamity Izanagi, which is fitting.
Yes. So that's pretty clear cut. Persona 5.
So yeah, we're basically done with 4. Are we on that? So we're good.
Unless, well, I say we go through each of them and then say which one's our favorite.
Okay.
Give reasons.
Oh, is that where the point's going to come into on this one? Okay.
We gotta give points.
In 5 we have Yaldabaoth.
Yes, or I think it's Yaldabaoth.
Yaldabaoth. I'll say Yaldabaoth.
You suck.
Anyways, Yaldabaoth, also known, a.k.a. the Chalice. A.k.a. the wish of man's desires, basically.
A.k.a. Fake Igor.
Fake Gore.
Also known as, I don't know.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
It's your boy, Yaldabaoth.
Yaldabaoth. Anyways, Yaldabaoth is... Actually, it was really entertaining because... And I told you this, and I told Jordan this.
Yeah.
When I first started playing, I had already known what Igor sounded like.
Yes.
From 3 and 4, and 5 was the first one you played.
Yes.
So you didn't catch this.
No.
But for me, the first time ever hearing Igor not have the kindly old man voice having talking like this.
In Persona 3, he's kind of like he kind of squeaks a little bit, and he talks like an old man.
He's a goofy old man, basically.
Yeah, basically.
With creepy, bulgy eyes and a long nose. But I was like, what happened? What's going on here? What's with his voice? I didn't figure that was like, oh, that's the final boss. Boom, like that.
Yeah.
I was like, something's off here. And throughout the game, until I would just be like, why did he? Apparently, I found out like the actual voice actor died.
Yeah, the Japanese voice actor is like dead.
Oh, and is it not the English voice actor?
No, they did replace him in like the English voice actor from 3 and 4 for the actual Igor.
Mm-hmm.
In 5, they did replace him. Anyways,
so it wasn't him that voiced him for that short stint at the end.
No, but what they did in Japanese is they didn't replace him.
Mm-hmm.
I think they hold the voice actor in like really high esteem, so they just reused voice clips and on whatever, and then whatever they couldn't reuse, they just had it not talk. It
seems odd.
So for Persona 6, hopefully we can, I don't know, find somebody. We need different Igors. What I'm trying to say.
Well, at least in English, the guy who played him at the end of 5 was actually good.
Yes.
Like I could have believed that was the original, quite easily. And
yeah, and that was the thing that fucked me up with 5 is that he sounded exactly like I expected him to sound. Because
well, you look at him, you figure it's the creepy,
creepy looking
voice, right?
dude, and I'm like, oh, I'm the fucking devil, you know.
Well, really, he's just a kindly old man that gives you power.
No, it's so weird.
But, and that's the thing, is Yaldabaoth literally... Here's the thing, Yaldabaoth screws over Ren almost as badly as society does.
Well, I mean,
but in a way, he's also helping.
He's controlling the entire conspiracy that, like, Shido's leading, or like a puppet of it seems like, because at the end there's Doctor, when he gets his change of heart. Doctor's like, we gotta fix this shit, he's a part of our plan. So, He's a big god of control. He's law incarnate. It's very cool. Very cool.
And is very high on his own supply, as it were.
Yes.
And
the human villain. I feel we should it's almost like two villains. There's like the one that actually is the villain, and that's Shido, who causes the most trouble for Ren, who fucks him over the most.
He starts the problem, and he's the beginning and the end of the problem. So.
Yes. And then we also have Adachi, as we mentioned, who parallels the protagonist very closely.
Akechi?
What did I say?
Adachi.
Okay. Sorry, my Freudian slips.
Akechi, yeah, poor Akechi, who is more being controlled into a shitty situation by Shido.
Yes.
Shido's basically fucked over two young boys.
Yes.
And this is headline news that should be known.
It's also Dojo headlining news, am I right, lad?
Prime Minister Shido fucked two young boys. But he basically screwed them over, and I mean, as badly as he screwed over Ren, he really screwed over Akechi.
Oh yeah, Akechi
really badly, and it's even worse is the fact that that is his son.
Yeah.
So like you don't do that to your kid. That's just fucked up.
It's fucked up.
And so I'm willing to give a pass to Akechi, honestly, because like yes, he did some fucked up shit. He killed some people. That's a hard thing to redeem from.
He killed a lot of people.
But I would have gladly have said, come on. Back to the party. Come with us. We can still fix this.
That's where I disagree. Is I think Akechi was like, I really think he's too far gone at that point. The only way to redeem him. I think he knew
he was too far gone at that point.
That's kind of what I like about him is he understood that he's done too much.
The amount of times he challenged Ren in mindset and such like that, and he even offerings like "come with me" kind of thing, go this direction, and it's just like. He figured out at the end, he's like, this isn't going to change. He's going to always be this way, and he is going to always be my opposite. Maybe I'm the one that's wrong, kind of thing like that. And it finally clicked.
Yeah, I really think the only way he could have redeemed himself was by dying.
It was a moment where I literally had the Pikachu meme of just like when that happened was just the
shock.
It's like, no.
So I would like to go first with
him and his dumbass laser sword and fucking blaster gun.
Like fucking
pew,
Flash
pew,
Gordon.
Pew pew Flash Gordon ray gun.
So I would like to how long we've been okay, it's not too long.
Not too long, but
villain, I like to split it up, my favorite supernatural and my favorite human villain.
Okay.
Because
favorite supernatural
and favorite human villain.
No, I'm saying what's your favorite to start off?
Okay, Nyx.
Reason?
Nyx is literally death. Nyx is the death of all living things. She is, like, canonically, she's a fucking alien from space that caused the human race to accelerate to a point of evolution where it could develop the collective unconsciousness to resist Nyx's wave to try and want everyone to die. Like, Nyx is responsible for creation of Philemon and Igor and Nyarlathotep and Yaldabaoth. Everybody. Like, she is, like, ultra mega powerful. And, like, she fits into the themes of...
They basically blew their load when they used her as a final boss.
To be fair, a lot of that stuff is, like, background detail. Like, you don't really hear... Like, the fact that she's an alien called a planet devourer isn't really, like...
Oh, so she's Lavos. Okay, got you.
Basically.
Oh, you actually get that reference. Good.
Yeah, I know of it.
Okay, anyways. So, but this the thing is that I think... You're definitely right on that.
Yeah.
She's definitely quite powerful. And Izanami would not have a chance.
Oh no, Izanami and
Yaldabaoth, however, I think could actually
absolutely not. Yaldabaoth is a creation of the collective unconsciousness. He is everyone's desire to be controlled and to be told what to do and where to go at all times. It is Nyx is responsible for the creation of the collective unconsciousness. She is more powerful than basically all the other gods. But yeah, there is like a part of me that's like maybe Yaldabaoth, because
Yaldabaoth is powered by the collective unconsciousness, and that gives him. Remember, anytime you put people into an equation, you are adding an uncertainty to principle or whatever you want to say to it. And if he is literally powered by the collective unconscious of humans, then he could be almost limitlessly powerful.
Oh, theoretically. So.
The only reason, one of the main reasons I think here, unpopular opinion maybe, that the Phantom Thieves were able to defeat him is just because they had their own cognition that they was able to.
That was basically the end
his.
of the game. Mishima's like, I love you guys are fucking great, and then everyone's
all
cognition
your
changed
ones, yeah.
so that you could, like, all your social links and everyone in the entire fucking Tokyo, and all of
Basically,
Tokyo.
they reversed the whole unconscious to support them instead of him.
It's fucking
and
great.
Therefore, it overpowered.
Yes.
So that for that point there, I have to give it to Yaldabaoth for my choice.
I don't
for
disagree with you.
It's
not a bad choice.
I hate him, and he's definitely my favorite. Nyx, I don't know. Maybe I just don't like the oppressive atmosphere.
I love it.
I understand how powerful she is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I get that.
And yeah, I love the atmosphere. I love the design. The design is.
And poor
the design
Makoto
of
has
Nyx
to be the sacrificial
is
child, basically.
Fucking freaky. Like, when the first time I saw Nyx, when I was playing
Yeah.
Persona 3, I was, like, in terror because she is fucking creepy.
Oh yeah, she is fucked up. And Yaldabaoth he is not terrifying.
No, his design is not as
It's not
creepy.
meant to be though either.
No,
He's
it's like
meant
a big
to look
robot.
more like he's meant to look like a large, towering, overpowering.
He's a big robot, shiny robot with 4 arms.
He's meant to be an overpowered, towering monolith of power.
He's
Basically,
basically-
I said power too many times.
Yes, he's kind of like an artificial AI construction, like a big AI thing that like humanity designed to oversee them. That might see in like science fiction stories where they have like an AI to control them. That's basically what he is. He's an artificial construct that humanity wanted.
That went rogue.
Yes.
Basically. And that's actually.
Well, it
that's
didn't even
something
go rogue. They basically he's doing what they
it went
want
rogue
to do.
by design.
Yes.
But yeah, so Yaldabaoth is still my favorite, just because I don't know, I like his design and stuff like that. But definite props to Nyx for being as powerful as she is. Izanami, get the fuck out of here.
Izanami is, for one thing, Izanami...
She's just some lesser god trying to control things in this little town.
Yeah, she's like really pathetic.
Small time.
Very small time. Very, very
So
small time.
that's a point to
Yes.
each of those.
Persona 3. And I think we shall leave it for here.
Well, no, we got to do the human
Alright.
favorites.
Oh, right, I forgot my human favorites.
You're the one that suggested it.
Whoopsie! It's gonna go ahead and jump out the window here. Alright, I'll let you do human favorite.
Human favorite for the villains, for me, I'm not including Akechi in this.
Oh.
I'm not including Akechi
Alright.
in this. We're going to go with just the main one, and I have to say, it's Shido.
Okay.
He is a villain you love to hate. This son of a bitch fucked over the main character who you are supposed to identify with, and every time he shows up, he is a complete and utter scumbag. He continues to make you want to hate him
He
at
is a
every
giant-
given point.
He's a giant egotistical
Where he is
douche.
he is, and there is no point at which you find redeeming quality to him. He is always evil and the bad guy, and it's just that for me, he is the perfect human villain on that.
I can absolutely respect your opinion. My problem with Shido, personally, was that I just found him like he's too generic of a villain. Like I think he's too obvious of a villain and too like overblown of a villain. Like he's a corrupt politician. We have those all the time. Literally all of them. It is literally every politician.
Yes, but we don't have any corrupt politicians that are able to go into an alternate world, and
We don't know that for certain.
Oh, fuck, let's hope not.
Donald Trump is gonna steal the heart of Tokyo.
Oh god. Not the states. Nothing in the states. No, just Tokyo.
Of course, I suspect you know who my favorite human villain is.
That's why I put the cursor over the one, because I know exactly what
it's
gonna be.
Adachi.
Of course
it
it
is
is.
absolutely Adachi. I love
And the second point to 4, by the way.
Yes, poor 4. my
Expound before we cut short.
my thing with Adachi is the fact that he's the most relatable villain I've like seen probably ever. Like every single one of his motivations is absolutely believable. He is like he's like Yosuke. He's like sad and he hates being stuck in this small pathetic town. But unlike Yosuke, who just bitches about it,
He doesn't bitch about it. He just decides to kill people.
he's just
This is a good pastime.
he's angry. He's bitter. According to like from what I've seen of his social link in the Golden re-release. He spends most of his time drinking and watching TV in a dark apartment alone. Like, he is a sad, unhappy man. But he does something
he's
about
he's the gremlin, the stinky, neat gremlin.
God.
Basically.
But he has a job, so he's not a neat.
Okay, well, he's a stinky gremlin anyways.
But Dachi, like, he is angry, and he chooses to do something about it. So he agrees with Izanami, and he takes his persona, he decides he's gonna murder these people, he sets Namatame on the path to murdering people. He like, he deliberately chose to do evil things. He's maybe slightly under the influence of Izanami, but he was like this.
I think of all the three of the groupings, he is the one most controlled by the supernatural evil.
Really? I suppose so, yeah.
She is. Well, the thing is that, you know, we downplay Izanami. Yes, she's just taking control in this one town.
She's kind of boring.
But here's the thing: in this one town, she's actually got a lot of control.
She does have a fair bit of control.
So yeah, I don't know. It's I'm with you. I can understand where you're coming from with Adachi.
I just think Adachi especially is the most, like, relatable human villain. Like, Shido is, like, really grand.
I'm worried that you find him relatable.
I do. I think he's the most thing that people can.
Let's put it this way: Shido is a functioning sociopath, whereas I find Adachi is a malfunctioning sociopath.
Adachi is like the kind,
especially near the end.
Yes, Adachi is like every serial killer. Most serial killers you've seen who've, like...
He is a higher functioning serial killer. Yes. That's basically what he is.
Who's angry, and he's got, like, all kinds of problems, and he just lashes... Like,
he's almost Dexter levels, because he's working as a fucking police officer.
Yeah, he's like every school shooter you've ever seen. He lashes out an angry world that he hates and who hates him, and he does nothing wrong.
And so, therefore, your point goes to
Yes,
Adachi.
I'd like to talk briefly about Takaya, if you would.
Make it quick. He's
already boring. He's so fucking boring.
I am perfect.
His design.
And I have a gun.
His design is really boring. He does nothing interesting. His voice is boring. People say that his voice and his laugh are really, really cool and intimidating. No, they're not. They're fucking boring. The only person worse is June, his blue-haired, angry Pokemon trainer sidekick.
Where he's just stuck in battle, he stands there,
he tosses his grenade.
He's tossing a fucking grenade in his hand, just like, really, dude?
He's so, like,
I like how we have our weapons. Like, our team chooses physical weapons, except for Yukari, who uses a bow.
Because she's on the archer team.
Exactly, and that makes sense. But the thing is, we choose physical weapons and stuff. Not guns, not firearms, like that.
Takaya uses a
fucking revolver.
And June uses a grenade.
All the weapons June uses as his primary weapon. Fucking grenades.
And Chidori uses a scythe axe on a chain.
Yeah. Hers is the most badass.
Which is pretty cool. But yeah, Takaya is just like a really, really boring...
Little Mr. Jesus complex there.
He's a really one-note character. And like, for me, the most memorable moment is like when you beat him at the very end of the game, just before you fight Nyx. When you beat him at the end line, it like fades back out from the battle. It's in a cutscene, and you're all standing around him. He's laying down on there like spread eagle, like he's just passed out drunk at a party. Like it looks so funny.
For all he knows, maybe he thinks he's been at a party this whole time.
It looks so fucking funny. That was the best moment for the characters, the fact that he did something unintentionally funny. But not even doing it. He's just laying there on the ground. Everyone look. There's no like serious look. They don't have their like evokers or weapons out. They're just looking at him, kind of concerned, like, "Hey, buddy, you okay? You did a little tipsy.
You chill? You good? Did we beat some sense into you? You fine? You alive?"
Takaya is really bad for human villains. Ikutsuki is more interesting because he just like.
He's the mad scientist.
Unlike the flip a switch, he goes from normal, like he's kind of funny,
normal bad joke making professor to fucking mad scientist.
He's fucking insane. I'm gonna bring out the end of the fucking world. I'm having a great time. He's great. He's great. I wish he could have been the villain.
It's like he just fully snapped.
I love it. So I think we've decided that.
Okay, so I think that we'll leave it at that. This is 2 Idiots Talk for an Hour. This has been part 1 of our
Persona Roundhouse.
Persona Battle Royale.
Let's not say those dreaded words, Battle Royale, in this esteemed house of God.
No, Fortnite. That's the word not to say in this house. And
you already said it.
10 lashes. I'll give it to myself later. Anyway.
It's a little weird. Weird kink, but okay.
So stay tuned for next time there, and we will finish this up with the second half.
Yo!
But until then, be good to each other. Bye.